ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਆ ਗਏ? ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਗਏ ਕਿਸ਼ਤੀ ਦੇ। ਹਾਂਜੀ ਜੱਟੋ, ਕੁਲਫੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਖਾ ਲਈ ਪੈਂਚ ਦੀ, ਬੜੀ ਸਵਾਦ ਸੀ। ਹੁਣ ਬੋਰਡ 'ਚ ਚੜ੍ਹ ਲੱਗੇ ਆਪਾਂ, ਟਿਕਟ ਲੈ ਲਈ ਤੇ ਵੈਟਮਿਸਟਰ ਜਾਣੀ ਆ, ਉੱਥੋਂ ਪਾ ਵੀ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ, ਤੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁਣ ਬਹਿ ਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਦੇ। ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਆ ਗਏ? ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਗਏ ਕਿਸ਼ਤੀ ਦੇ। ਹੁਣ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਵੀ ਦਿਖਾਉਣ ਦੀ, ਉੱਥੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਦਿਖਾਤਾ ਵਾ। ਹੁਣ ਥੱਲੇ ਪਾਣੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦਿਖਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਮੁਲਕ ਪੂਰਾ ਚੜਿਆ ਵਾ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੀ, ਬੰਦੇ ਪੂਰੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਆ, ਜੋੜੀਆਂ ਬਣਾ ਸੱਜੀਆਂ ਪਈਆਂ ਨੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੀਰੋ। ਪੂਰਾ ਕੰਮ ਲੋਟ ਆ। ਆਪਾਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਬੈਠਨੇ ਆ, ਅੱਗੋਂ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਆ ਕੀ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਕਿਤਾਬ ਹੁੰਦਾ। ਅੱਗੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਬਹਿ ਕੇ ਟਿਕਾਣੇ ਨਾਲ ਟਿਕਟ ਟੂਟ ਸੈੱਟ ਕਰਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ ਕੀ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਕਿਤਾਬ ਹੁੰਦਾ।
If you are in any of the enclosed areas, all emergency exits, they're marked by the green and white signs. In the highly unlikely event of an emergency, you will be told how to proceed by a member of the crew over this public address system. If that has alarmed anyone in any way, shape or form, downstairs you'll find a fully licensed bar. Okay, so go and use it, go and get yourself a drink and relax. Now, after all that, can I have a show of hands? How many of you actually listened to or understood a word I just said? Most of you. Fantastic. The reason I ask is on our way up to Westminster, we'll be passing by a few points and places of interest. So there's two options. Option A, I can leave you in peace. I'll play an automated commentary system provided by the company. It's not very good, it's rather boring, okay. Option B, I can stay on this microphone and do a live commentary for you. Would you like a live commentary?
Yeah.
Hello. I've got to stress, I'm not a professional, I'm just a member of the crew, but I do speak 3 languages, English, American,
French.
Australian.
French.
Alright, anything else, it's a bit beyond me. So what we'll do, we'll start on the right hand side, behind the trees. We've got a grey building with a clock face and 6 black chimneys on top of it. Water Guard House, home to Her Majesty's Customs and Excise. Any illegal contraband that's seized at the border being smuggled into this country, it does find its way to the basement of that building where it's supposed to be incinerated. Now, I've worked on this river over 7 years and I've never seen a puff of smoke come out of them chimneys once. But I did hear they have some fantastic Christmas parties. To the left hand side, you've got a world famous hospital, the London Bridge Hospital. Sprained ankles. The second being heart attacks. You go in there with a sprained ankle, you get the bill, and you drop down dead with a heart attack. It's even more expensive for a riverside view. Now to the right hand side, in a short moment ladies and gents, you're going to see Sir Christopher Wren's monument to the Great Fire of London. I don't have long to talk about it, but Sir Christopher Wren's monument to the Great Fire of London, the wax candle standing 202 feet tall. If you was to lay that down 202 feet in the direction behind us, it would reach a little baker's shop in Lane, where the Great Fire of London is said to have started. Now this is the world famous London Bridge. Okay, there's been a London Bridge on this site since the Roman era. It is the 5th London Bridge to span the river at this point. So the previous one got sold to an American company for £1 million. Taken down stone by stone, shipped off to America, now stands over Lake Abazoo on the edge of the Arizona desert. Now to the left hand side, behind the trees, there's a grey building, a cathedral, Southwark Cathedral. It's in there, they baptised John Harvard before he later went on to become one of the founding fathers of the Harvard University. Now the next bridge is the Cannon Street Railway Bridge. Cannon Street Railway Station. So that's to the right hand side of the bridge. Now below the bridge to the right hand side, you've got a green door and some windows. Now the green door and the windows, that is a luxury 5-star health and fitness spa. Luxury 5-star spa. Now what the architects failed to consider is every 5 minutes you've got a boat like this going past. You've got someone like me pointing that out. Some days the views are better than others. Some days we'll turn the boat around and we'll go and have another look. And some days, I wish I never pointed that out, ladies and gents, of the River Thames. And it is said that William Shakespeare himself, he had a changing room in that Anchor Tavern when he was performing at the nearby Rose and Globe theatres. That is also where you'll find me. Approach roads are so well hidden in the back streets of London that not many Londoners know this bridge exists. So if you didn't see anyone up there, chances are they're more than likely lost. Now to the right hand side, the white building with the 4 columns, this is Vinters Place, home to the Vinters Company. In that building they have one of the most undesirable jobs in all of the world, and that is testing all the wines replica to Shakespeare's Globe and Playhouse Theatre. The only building in London to have a thatched roof since the Great Fire. You can see all Shakespearean plays acted out in period dress throughout the summer months of the year. Now it is an open air theatre, so if it does rain, you will reach. It's more commonly known as the Wibbly Wobbly. On its opening ceremony, this bridge, it rocked and swayed so violently, people fell over and people were sick on the people that fell over. It got shut down to add some stabilisation to it. If you look to the right hand side, it obstructs our river view of St Paul's Cathedral. Look at our river view, look, absolutely ruined. Now St Paul's Cathedral, so that's a Christopher Wren's masterpiece. It was completed in 1710. It took 35 years to be built. It's the second largest unsupported cathedral dome in the world, only second to St Peter's in the Vatican City. It does stand 365 foot tall, which is roughly translated for green slated roof. So this is the old City of London School for Boys. Now we've had quite a few famous people educated here over the years. Beneath the green roof there's 4 different statues of men. From left to right you've got Williams, Turner, Bacon. The 4th one on the right, standing there with his Gucci jacket and football, that's David Beckham. No. We all know David didn't go to school. Also on the right, so there's a large construction site. I'll tell you a bit about this in a moment, but there's a little orange building that looks like a church. So this is Zion College and Library. It's home to the Anglican clergy, and in that building you'll find the first edition English printed Bible on William Caxton's steam press. So the construction site, this is part of the Thames Tram side. You've got like a wooden pier. So if you look just past that, you've got London's premier beach Riviera. So this is the South Bank Beach. This is the perfect place to go and top up your tan on a nice sunny day. Look at that golden sandy coloured beach right here in central London on the Costa del Thames. Look, absolutely beautiful. There's 3 people there. There's a couple of dogs. You normally see a few people over there, especially with their kids, letting their kids play with all the broken glass and things like that. But they're normally loving life. They're absolutely loving it over there today. Now to the right hand side, over to the right hand side, above the river wall, you've got one of London's little iconic red telephone boxes. You've got some green lion's heads. Now the lion's heads, they are an old flood defence system. So when the river level was approaching those lion's heads back in the days, They knew that London was at risk of flooding, and to remember that, they had a few rhymes. They go like this: when the lions are drinking, London is sinking. When the river goes up to the lions' manes, London is going down the drains. Lovely. Now I've got a bit of a modernised personal favourite for you. It goes like this: when the lions' heads are well and truly ducked under the Green Dome, Somerset House. This is where all the records of all births, marriages and deaths used to be recorded here in London. So because of that, over the years, that building, it has developed quite a bit of a curious little nickname. We do refer to that as the Hatcham, Matcham and Dispatcham departments. Now the next bridge, so this is the Waterloo Road Bridge. It is known as the ladies' bridge of the River Thames. Over 95% of the workforce, they were female when this bridge was under construction. So it's been faced in a very expensive self-cleaning pool and stuff. Every time it rains, the bridge cleans itself. So the exterior, that's kind of clean. This underside, it is filthy in comparison. Now once through this bridge, over to the right-hand side, behind the trees, the white building with the green slacing roof, that's the back entrance to one of London's cheaper bed and breakfasts, known as the Savoy Hotel. So it's about 2,000 with the clock face, Shellmax House. So the clock face on that building is actually 2 foot larger than the one on the Houses of Parliament. To give you an idea about how big that clock face is, if you take a look at the minute hand of it, it does take a whole hour just to go around once. It's massive, isn't it? Now the next bridge, ladies and gents, is the Charing Cross Railway Bridge. So as we go through this bridge, it's the only point on our journey which we're travelling over and under a railway system. So as we go through, we also travel over Northern Bakerloo line for London's underground system. But what we'll do, we'll blow the ship's horn and we'll give everyone on this bridge a nice big wave. Hello. Hiya, good afternoon. Hello there, you alright? Hello, this is how we get the people to not throw anything at the boat. And it does work, so it does work, alright? It does work, it does. There's another bridge here, so we'll do it again. We'll do it again, we'll do it again. Give them a wave. Oh, okay, maybe not today then. They must be Londoners. Must be miserable Londoners. Now once through the bridge, to the right hand side, behind the trees, there's a white building with that looks like a castle. So this is Whitehall Court Mansions. It used to be home to the Liberal Club, but nowadays it's part of the Horse Guards Parade Hotel. Also on the right, there's a boat coming up, the Tattershall Castle pub on the Thames. Now that boat started its life on this river as a floating art gallery. It made more money in its first week as a pub than it did as an art gallery for an entire year. I think that says a few things about the type of artists we have here in London. I can't get into that. To the left hand side, we've got London's ugliest tourist attraction. That's the London Eyesore. It's a giant Ferris wheel and it goes round. That's about it. On a clear sunny day, you can actually see up to 25 square miles from the top of the London Eye. So you can see Windsor Castle in the west and Dartford Bridge in the east. Now it is also registered for Marriage of Parliament, or the Palace of Westminster. I like to call that Westminster Gasworks because of all the hot air that comes out of there on a daily basis. So the tower with the clock face, everyone knows this as Big Ben, but this is not Big Ben. This is the Elizabeth Tower. Big Ben, that is only the name of the 13.5 ton bell inside of the tower, which is only chiming 3 days of the year at the moment. So that's the Queen's birthday, the countdown for New Year's Eve and Remembrance Sunday.
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਜੱਟੋ ਤੇ ਆ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਬਹੁਤ ਲੰਬੀ ਹੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ, ਪੂਰੀ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਭਾਊ ਨੇ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਬੜਾ ਘੈਂਟ ਗੋਰਾ ਹਾਸੇ ਬੜੇ ਪਾਉਂਦਾ। ਉਹ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਲੰਡਨ ਆਈ ਤੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਐਂਡ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਵੀਡੀਓ ਬਹੁਤ ਲੰਬੀ ਹੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੇ ਅਗਲੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਚਾੜਾਂਗੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ। ਤੇ ਆ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਹੋਪ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵਧੀਆ ਲੱਗੀ ਹੋਊਗੀ ਤੇ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਵਲੌਗ 'ਚ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਫਿਰ ਜਿਉਂਦੇ ਵਸਦੇ ਰਹੋ, ਰੱਬ ਰਾਖਾ।